According to our senior insider, Adrian Wojnarowski, De'Aaron Fox has fractured the tip of his left index finger in Game 4. Woj reports that there's still optimism. He's going to try and play in Game 5 on Tuesday. He would need to play with a protective covering on his finger. He's going to be listed as doubtful. This is according to our senior insider, Adrian Wojnarowski. And Ramona, I'm told that this happened late in this game.
Yep.
And you know what that means. Then we saw him make big buckets already with this fractured finger. So, Richard, I'll start with you here. How concerned should we be here for Fox?
Well, again, I think this is an individual pain threshold. Is this something that I think a player can play through? Yes. Do I think De'Aaron Fox is the type of player that if he can? Yes. I'll take you back to Ja Morant. We saw Ja Morant land on an already injured hand, see all of his fingers bent back, and was still able to come back and have the performance that he did. I think this means too much to De'Aaron Fox. If he can, he will. Ultimately, this is something that players can play through. There's a number of players, C.J. McCollum, different guys have been playing through like little ligament tears, little fractures, stress fractures. This is something that in the postseason you can play through. Regular season you would sit.
Yeah, fortunately when it's your finger, like the rhythm is not necessarily all powered through one or two fingers. So that's something you feel like you can be comfortable playing through, as Richard said. But I'm someone who has known De'Aaron Fox since he was in high school. We both went to Cypher Independent School District. This guy's a competitor. And so if he's able to play, I would not be surprised if he still is able to play at a very high level. Because as you said, Malika, he hit that shot likely in the circumstance where his finger was injured. Now, again, after some time, the adrenaline comes down. It might feel different. You might have, it starts throbbing.
Starts throbbing.
Catching might feel different, but knowing this guy, knowing his toughness, and knowing what he's been through this entire season to get this team exactly where it needs to be, I would not be surprised if he still pushed through.
You just put a little needle,
look, when you put ice water.
Let me ask you shooters over here, okay? You guys are both good shooters. When you shoot the ball, your index finger, it leaves your middle finger first, and your index finger last.
Let me just,
So
everybody has a different shot motion. One thing I will say is that, it will impact him.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to feel it.
Yeah.
But is this something that can keep you out of the game?
Right.
No, I think
at this point, no.
Particularly knowing De'Aaron Fox, but also this is the playoffs, and this is the first time that this group has been in this position. This is when I spoke to De'Aaron after the game, he was sitting at his locker, Perk, and he was like, we needed to get that one. But also I have all the confidence in the world going into this next game. Do you think that this is going to impact the Kings in a sizable way, Perk?
You know what? I don't. I still think, listen, De'Aaron Fox is a Texas boy. And look, it can't be no worse than this, okay? It cannot be no worse than this finger right here. This is what we do. You see this finger right here?
No one else is supposed to.
It's still big.
Zoom in, Director Kevin.
Yeah, like I played through this. I played through this. So what I'm saying is this. I believe De'Aaron Fox is like living in this moment. He's playing exceptional basketball right now, and it didn't affect him late in the fourth quarter last night. And look, they have this such thing. They have some things behind the scenes when the doctors tell you at 75, come see me, that I have him pain-free, that he'll be able to go out there on the floor and deliver. I think he played.
I want to bring senior NBA insider Adrian Wojnarowski back to our show here. Woj, we know that De'Aaron Fox has fractured his finger. What more can you tell us?
Malika, there's still some hope that De'Aaron Fox will be able to play Game 5, that crucial game back in Sacramento with this series tied 2-2. I'm told he would need a protective covering on that finger. I'm told it's the very tip of that left index finger on his shooting hand. You know, the x-rays came back with a fracture there, but I think there's still some optimism. He'll be able to give it a go. Now, how effective he can be, how it impacts his grip, his shot, certainly those are the concerns. But the expectation is he'd get fitted or get a covering on that finger, on the hand, that would perhaps allow him to play. He's listed as doubtful right now, but again, certainly with the stakes right now at this point in the season, in the playoffs, I think De'Aaron Fox certainly is going to try to do whatever he can to get on the court, and there's optimism that at the very least he's going to give it a try Tuesday night with the series tied 2-2. 2-2, Malika.
Yeah, we were all just talking about it on the set, how competitive De'Aaron Fox is with the stakes this high. It would be surprising to see him at least not give it a go on Wednesday for this pivotal Game 5. Woj, thank you so much for stopping by with your reporting. Still to come on our show, we have a pivotal game tonight just across the street. So Wire. Remember, Draymond Green is back in this one, but he came off the bench for the first time in the Steve Kerr era in the playoffs. So when he comes into the game, this is what immediately. First, we have this. We should have known this was going to be a game from De'Aaron Fox. So they bring in Draymond, need a little more defense on him. And first things first, he gets a technical.
Like 1 minute.
How do you get a technical?
1 minute in.
What?
This exchange.
I like De'Aaron Fox.
Don't read their lips.
He didn't back
Do
down.
not read their lips.
No, but it's not about backing down in that moment. Like, the tougher man is the person that can walk away, not the person that doesn't back down.
Okay, Richard.
I'm just
Deep
saying,
analysis.
if you
right
keep
there.
getting technicals, bro, like
I know those points accumulate.
every one of these guys are going to keep chirping at you. You want to win a championship? That's how he got suspended in 2016. It was the accumulation of it.
I know that he got lost here, Chiney, but can we just take a minute for Davion Mitchell's defense? I know,
Yes.
kid. We've all felt that watching.
But watch this follow through right here. On one leg.
What is the dance?
Not the stanky leg.
What? It's the.
That's just the
That's just the clay.
That's just the clay. That's
Some kind
Clay's
of
like, hold my
Super
follow
Mario
through.
Brothers thing that he was in.
I don't know what.
And then things got spicy in the fourth quarter. Steph Curry, I was complimenting Davion's defense. Sometimes there's nothing that you can do.
Absolutely nothing you can do. Did a great job there. And here, this was the Warriors.
Look at the quick
team.
pump fake. Like, what?
24
He was
feet.
trying to get his foot behind the line, but it
Didn't quite get it, but still a clutch bucket.
Wouldn't
And
think
then
that point
here-
matters.
Dun, dun,
Except-
dun. Plot twist.
So this is just as Doris Burke is complimenting the fact that this is an experienced team when Steph calls a timeout that they didn't have. Of course, that means it's a technical foul. They make the technical free throw, and they retain possession here, Chiney.
And then, clutch player
Of the
clutch
year,
thing.
De'Aaron Fox. You cannot rely on that man missing shots to win a game.
Well, this is the biggest mistake to me right here in the game. Coach of the year, you got to get 2 shots off. You have 1 timeout left, 10 seconds. You got to have De'Aaron go fast. If you miss it, foul, get another shot at it because you can call a timeout and advance the ball. 1 shot is not what you should have gotten.
Warriors get the win. Let's take a listen to after the game.
He hadn't come off the bench in 10 years since before I was coaching. But he came to me immediately after Game 3. He drove back to the arena. I was in my office, and he walked in, and he said, "What do you think about me coming off the bench?"
We were just talking about it, and he was asking me, like, yo, what are your thoughts? Like, this is why we wouldn't do it, X, Y, and Z. I'm like, yeah, this is why we should do it, X, Y, and Z. And, one of his words was like, but how are you going to feel coming off the bench? You have not come off the bench in 9 years in the playoffs. How are you going to feel? Who fucking cares? Like, who cares how I feel? If I must answer the question for you, I'm fine. I'll be ready to go when it's time for me to go in, but it doesn't matter how I feel. I think the right thing to do would be to start the game the exact way we started Game 3.
All right, let's break down this, Chiney, because 132 playoff games. It's the first time in 132 playoff games that Draymond Green has come off of the bench. And he said he never wants to be that player who feels entitled to anything, entitled to starting. So how did you still see his impact?
Next level maturity right there. Let's dive into what Draymond is actually talking about, because Draymond coming off of the bench, he actually helped the Warriors with the floor spacing and consequentially, their assist numbers went up. They went back up to 31 or so a game when they're in their homestand in the playoffs. And now Draymond is back with his confidence, his team playing well, the offense churning. He's back to bringing balance on defense. As the closest defender, he held the Kings to 43% shooting percentage in the restricted area, which is 4th best in the playoffs. And that's not easy because the Warriors, they switch a lot of screens, which means he's probably back 1 step and he's still getting it done. And I'll show you exactly how that happens. This is a pick and roll. His job is to hedge. Look at Sabonis. He has a line drive to the rim. This should be an automatic, at least dunk, right? Instead, there's nice help defense. He's there to contest the shot, and Wiggins rebound. Big factor, another help defender on the perimeter that helps Draymond out. Again, watch this. This is a 2-on-1. You've got one player here. You've got Sabonis that can clean it up. Watch how active he is. Goes up, contests the shot, out of the play, almost out of bounds.
Right.
Sabonis is there, block it, and then you know what he did after.
And time and score in that one.
He flexed. Time and score 100%. And all of this set the scene for his game-saving defense because Draymond guarded De'Aaron